Hi, how are you? Welcome to Remember's Corner. I'm going to talk about equalizations again, just an additional. So, equalization, there are really three types of EQs mainly. There's more, but the main ones we've got a shelving EQ. A shelving EQ basically is a cut and boost type of EQ. For example, on some radios you would have like a treble and a bass. On like some of the most basic mixers, you've got a treble and bass, or high and low. So basically when a signal goes through that channel, you can increase the highs, basically just take them up or down, or you can increase the lows, take them up or down. Basically that's it. So that one is called the shelving EQ. So frequencies are preset what those knobs actually affect. And then after that, we've got a semi-parametric EQ. A semi-parametric EQ basically has the boost up and down, but it also gives you a frequency. It basically gives you the option to select the frequency that you want to take up or down. So that's a semi parametric EQ. So that one you will find in like semi pro mixers, which you find they'll have that shelving EQ like on the low mids. Yeah, basically on the low mids to a bit of some of the highs. That is what that frequency knob will basically affect. And then after that, you've got a parametric EQ. So a parametric EQ has the boost up and down. Then it also has the frequency select of what frequency do you want to affect up or down. And then again, it also has a knob which is Q, which basically affects how much of that frequency do you want to affect, how accurate, how wide, or how thin. Like for example, if the frequency that you want to affect is 2 kilohertz, so sound, we have frequencies. Basically that is what humans hear from 20 hertz up to 20 kilohertz. So basically in that range, let's say for example bass. Okay, the bass that creates the most vibe in an event, in a venue, is basically like 60 hertz, 50 hertz, those kind of frequencies. So now, if you're using a full parametric EQ, you basically say, I want to affect 60 hertz, and then so that's your frequency, and then you then have a Q. But I want to affect 60 hertz, but I want to affect a bit more of the 50 hertz and a bit more of the 70 hertz. So basically, how wide you want that effect to affect on the EQ, that's what the Q does. So the Q makes it very sharp, as in it's going to be 60 hertz only that's going to get affected, or it makes it wide, as in you're going to affect from 50 hertz, from 50 hertz under the 60, and then 70 hertz over the 60. So how wide? So you'll find in most professional mixers, basically on the input channel you have four parametric EQs, and then on the output channel you have like six parametrics, but you then have plugins that actually give you more than that. But basically that's it on EQ. So you might just know that we've got the shelving EQ, which is the most basic. We've got parametric, which just gives you the option to affect the frequency. And then we've got the parametric EQ, which basically gives you the frequency you want to affect, how wide or tight do you want to affect that frequency as well. So you basically is three things. So sometimes when people see many knobs on a mixer, you're like, oh my god, this is like a lot to actually work with. But the most of the times, the more knobs you see just means the more control, but it also means the more things you can also get wrong. And then on a side note, I was talking to someone from Nigeria last night, and this morning was asking about frequencies. Like, how do you know what frequencies for like different instruments? For that, I actually recommend that go online, just Google um, frequency frequency response or frequencies for instruments, you actually get a chart that actually shows you frequencies. But basically, that's it. Thank you very much. It's really an honor having you on Remembers Corner.